All signs are pointing to a big Canon announcement this month, and all signs are pointing towards a refresh of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. Or are they? Over the past few weeks, something strange has been happening. I've been getting an awful lot of news sources telling me about the Canon EOS R5, about a second camera, about other things that I haven't published. And what's really strange is that this information seems to contradict other information I've received, as well as contradicting stuff that you've seen on, well, sites like Canon Rumors, the Camera Insider, Sony Alpha Rumors. It's almost as though someone's trying to lead me in a different direction, to lead me astray. Like a bank robber trying to lead a hound off the scent. And for that reason, I've held off publishing a lot of information. Information on dates, information on specifications. It's been a little bit frustrating. It's a little bit, well, you know how excited you are about the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, that you latch onto every video, onto every website, onto every article, every story. Well, now imagine doing that 10 times fold. I'm checking all my sources, all my feeds, every hour, morning, noon, and night, and even when I wake up in the middle of the night. And when I turn my attention to the wider world, the contradictions continue to abound. Remember this? It was announced on Black Friday 2022, the first full detailed set of leaked specifications for the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, telling us that the camera was going to be announced sometime in the first half or the second quarter of 2023. Then the stories pushed the release to the fall, and lately everything's pointing towards sometime in the middle of May. Whenever I'm dealing with a lot of confusion or contradictory information, I go back to what I know and I break things down. It's plain to see from this form by Keith at Northlight Images that the 5 series camera is released every 3 to 4 years, with the R5 being the exception because they're switching to a completely different mount where we had to wait 5 years. So there should be no doubt that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is due to be refreshed sometime this year. Now, July the 9th would make the 4-year mark since the announcement, and July the 30th would mark the 4-year mark since it started shipping. Then there's the Canon EOS R1. It has a more regular refresh cycle of every 4 years, usually coming out in time for the Summer Olympics, being held in Paris, France this year, which means that an announcement is due any day now. So the Canon EOS R1 and the Canon EOS R5 Mark II are the most likely candidates for a refresh. Well, there is one exception. We talked about this in a previous video, and that's the Canon EOS RP, which was announced back in February of 2019. It's the only camera that's older than the 1DX Mark III and the Canon EOS R5. Point 2 concerns the leaks themselves. The contradictions in dates, specifications, well, they're simply not normal for a typical Canon announcement, at least not up until 2024, especially when we're this close to an announcement. We received a full set of detailed Canon EOS R5 specifications 6 months before the actual announcement. But despite being less than 2 weeks before we're supposed to get Canon's big announcement, we still don't have any validated leaked specifications on the camera, on pricing, on availability, shipping, or anything. 2 weeks before that big announcement. That's what's really strange, to be this close to a Canon announcement and to not have any validation in any way whatsoever, to have contradictions galore from various different publications, from various different sources, from various different YouTube channels. That is definitely rare. So I pondered, are these contradictions being fed as disinformation to keep us off the trail, to keep us guessing for what the big surprise is? Are they trying to obfuscate the information? I know it sounds conspiratorial, but something I learned early on in life is that if something looks like a duck and sounds like a duck, it's most likely a duck. And that's my third point. Not that we're talking about ducks here, but that there's some intentional obfuscation of the information, that someone's trying to lead us astray, or at least in a different direction. That they're trying to hide something. Again, all signs point to a Canon EOS R5 Mark II announcement coming this year. That's plain and clear. Could Canon be trying to keep us off the scent here, to get ready to introduce a, well, completely new camera? Something bigger than a refresh of the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, the R3 Mark II, the R5 Mark II, the R50, anything you can think of in Canon's current lineup. And here's the fifth and final point. Something big is coming. A big new camera. some game-changing technology, or something else. And there's an awful lot of attention to not saying anything, not commenting, or responding to questions. And it takes an awful lot of effort for an international company like Canon, especially at the retail level, to keep things this quiet. And this is only done for something big. And I feel this in my gut. I feel like something's off, and I don't have enough information to be able to put together what it is. You know me. I don't just parrot what Canon Rumor says, what Sony Alpha Rumor says, or various overseas publications. I just want to prepare you for something big, something unexpected. And maybe this time around we can work together to figure out what Canon's agenda is for the big announcement coming up in apparently just a couple of weeks. Reach out to me if you have any information with a direct message on X, or simply email me at this address here. Let's crowdsource the old-fashioned way. But if you are tired of all these rumors and just want a new camera, consider the R5 Mark I at $28.99, $500 off at Adorama and B&H. And with Adorama, they'll even throw in a 128GB SanDisk CF Express Type B card and card reader. The Canon EOS R6, also $500 off, and the cinema version of the Canon EOS R5, the R5C, $35.99. The R3 is $44.99, the R50, $549, and the R8 is at its lowest price as well, $11.99, and that's only the start. So if you're interested in any of these deals, then please use my affiliate links in the description down below. It doesn't cost you anything, you don't have to enter any codes, you don't have to go through any crazy forms, and you don't have to pay any extra. But one thing that really does help this channel grow is I get anywhere from 2 to 12% back, which goes right to supporting this channel. So you buy yourself something really nice, doesn't cost you anything extra, and I get a small commission back. We all benefit. I want to say a special thanks to all of you that has used my affiliate links in the last couple of days. Thank you so much. It means an awful lot to me, as does staying right to the end to watch this video. This is one of those videos where I wasn't quite sure what to do. I spent a lot of time this evening scripting this because I've never seen anything like this. Back in 2020 and even 2021 and 2022, it was pretty obvious to see what Canon was working on. And sometimes we'd get information and then it would get delayed, but we've never seen anything quite like this. I mean, the contradictions seem to abound going back to Black Friday of 2022, and then throughout 2023 and even here in 2024. And while I appreciate all the news sources that I've picked up, even them are not getting information directly from the source. They're hearing it from other people within the chain. And if from everything I'm seeing, there is definitely a big announcement coming. It's a really big announcement. Retailers are getting ready for this, but not all are aware of it. In different countries, different retailers are hearing things, others aren't. But the level of quiet from the funnel that we normally don't have is pretty extreme this time. And I've reached out to some others behind the scenes and they're hearing the same thing, or they're hearing nothing. And so with just about 2 weeks away to have absolutely nothing validated, sure, maybe one specification about the R5 Mark II having a 45 megapixel stacked full frame sensor, but that doesn't tell us a whole lot. At this point, I'd expect to have, well, sometime next week, I'd expect to have some sort of scheduled event from Canon. At this point, I'd expect to have a full set of leaked specifications. And I couldn't put out another video without telling you my concerns, without cautioning you a little bit. I mean, we might still get the Canon EOS R5 Mark II at this big announcement, but from everything I'm seeing and hearing, nothing has confirmed or validated that with just, what, about 2 weeks away? And that is really strange. That is really odd. So I just wanted to let you know my thoughts and my feelings, and hopefully this video not just conveys to you what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, but it will help shake that rumor tree a little bit more and help find help get us some clarity on what's going on here. Because once things do hit the retail level, well, usually everything gets out of the bag. I just don't want to have to wait 24 hours before that event, or 48 hours. I'd like to get an idea of what's going on now, as would you. So thank you for your patience and your understanding, and thank you for watching this channel. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you again soon.